again as we prepare for Shabbos, Parsha, Balak. Now this week I'd like to share with you a few thoughts. I'll begin with something which I think is a new idea. You may not believe me on this, and I can't prove it to you, but I will make the following suggestion. Ready? How many people do we have in Tanakh, or do we have in Torah B'chlal, named Bilam? I assume your answer would be one, and that would seem to be the logical answer, that there's only one Bilam. Seems to me, in fact, that there are two Bilams. Not actually two Bilams mentioned in Tanakh, but two Bilams mentioned in Chazal. Now I'll explain. There's a Gemara in Saita, that's Yudah Aleph, which is well known. It says that when Pari began to oppress Klal Yisroel in Mitzrayim, there were three people whom Pari consulted to seek counsel. And he asked them, is it a good idea to oppress Klal Yisrael? And they were Bilam, Yisroel, and Iyov. Yisroel, who protested, was I said to have my Rabbeinu as a son-in-law. Iyov, who was silent, suffered the pains of Iyov. And Bilam, who said, do it, the language of the Gemara, Bilam sheyatz neharag. Bilam, who gave this eitzah, was killed. Was this Bilam the same Bilam as the Bilam in this week's parsha? I believe that most people would say, yes, of course it's the same Bilam. That's what we've always understood. I have three questions, three difficulties with understanding that it's the same Bilam. The obvious difficulty is that Bilam was not a Mitzri. What's he doing in Mitzrayim? All right, but that difficulty we can do away with. After all, Yisroel was also not a Mitzri. A more serious question is that the punishment to Bilam is Bilam sheyatz neharag. Bilam, who gave an eitzah, was killed. Great punishment, he was killed. When was he killed? The killing of Bilam at the hands of Pinchas in Parshas Matos takes place 126 years after Pari conferred with his advisors as to whether to oppress Klal Yisrael. And that's because Pari oppressed Klal Yisrael for 86 years before they left Mitzrayim. And there were 40 years, or almost 40 years, until the story of balak and Bilam. So that's 125 or 126 years later that this week's parsha takes place. That does not seem to be a proper punishment for a Rasha. Bilam sheyatz neharag, 126 years later. How old was he at the time he gave an eitzah? It would seem his total age was about 150. That's a long life. More seriously, the Gemara says in Sanhedrin the Farish, the Gemara says, Ben Lamed Gimel Shana Haya Katkotel Yasei Pinchas. That the Bilam that was killed by Pinchas in Parshas Manasseh was 33 years old. 33 years old. He was born after Yetzias Mitzrayim. It seems to be proof positive that the Bilam in Saita Dafyan Aleph Shloisha Hayu B'Isayetza could not be the same Bilam as in this week's parsha. Surprise! If anyone can answer these rayas, particularly the last raya, I'd love to hear it. And while I'm telling you things that I'm hard to believe, let me give you somebody else. Someone else with an unusual name. And it seems to me there were two of them. And I am referring now to Onkelos Hager. Onkelos is not a common name. Certainly not a common name among Jews. We have two stories about Onkelos. And although our Rebbeim and Yeshiva taught them as referring to the same individual, it seems to me there were two people named Onkelos that were Gerim. One, the Gemara Rabbi Zara Dafyan Aleph Amid Aleph tells us about Onkelos Bar Klunimus, who was Megayer. The Caesar sent soldiers to seize him. And as the Gemara relates, Onkelos kissed the mezuzah. Soldiers asked about the mezuzah, and as a result of their inquiry and his response, they too were Megayer. An incredible story about Onkelos. That story took place, as the Gemara relates it, during the lifetime of Rav Gamliel HaZaken. There's another Gemara, also well known, in Gittin Daf Vavam days. Then Bar Achsei Titus, Boy L'Kiyura. The Gemara tells us there was another person named Onkelos, a nephew of Titus, and he wanted to be Megayer, and the Gemara relates his story. Now hold on a second. That Onkelos was a generation later than Titus. Titus, as you know, destroyed the Beis Hamikdash. But Gamliel HaZaken lived a couple of generations before the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. It would seem that there were two people named Onkelos. I know people won't believe this, but that's the way it seems to me. It's another unusual name, with two people, same name. Ready for this one? Amaslai. Who was Amaslai, you'll ask me? Well, when I was in Pirchei, they would ask Ariel, what was the name of the the mother of Avraham Avinu? And a few of us lucky to know the answer would get a free soda. Well, perhaps in those days it was a free ices, squeeze pop. The Gemara of Baba Basra of Tzadik Aleph says that Avraham Avinu's mother was Amaslai Bas Karnavai. That's a Gemara, you can't argue with that. Guess what? Hamai Rasha also had a mother. Her name was Amaslai. Now, you may disagree with my first two offerings as to two Bilams and two Onkelos. But two Amaslais, it says so in the Gemara of Baba Basra Tzadik Aleph on the days. Amaslai Bas Karnavai was the mother of Avraham Avinu. Amaslai Bas Urvisi was the mother of Haman. V'simonech Torah Tame Yikra. Gemara gives a simon that Avraham Avinu's mother was Amaslai, the daughter of Karnavai. Karnavai sounds like Korim Mitzayim, sounds like a name given to sheep, a kosher min. Haman's mother was Amaslai Bas Urvisu. Is the name of an Ayrev, rather, is the name of a raven, a not kosher bird. Tame Yikra. Haman's mother was Amaslai Bas Urvisu. So here I have for you three offerings of people with double names. As I said, the third you can't disagree with, but the first two could, but you would have to answer my question. Now, this all came to mind because this summer I was driving in Eretz Yisrael. Actually, a friend of mine was driving me, and he passed Rechov Alifaz, and he mentioned to me, isn't it strange that they would name a city in Eretz Yisrael after Alifaz, the son of Esav Rasha, the father of Amalek? Wow. And I said to him, no, there are two Eliphazes. Was there two people named Eliphaz? It appears so. We know Eliphaz was as I said, the father of Amalek, son of Esav. Eliphaz was also one of the 7 Nipiyei U'Masa'elam. There were 7 people who said Nevuah that were not Jewish. 3 of them were the friends of Eiv. Actually, 4 of them in total, friends of Eiv, mentioned in Sefer Eiv, and Eliphaz is most prominent among them. And so it appears it was Eliphaz the Navi, who was a great man. The street is presumably named after him. And Eliphaz, the father of Amalek. Given today's political climate, they may soon pass a law that the Eliphaz must be the Eliphaz, the father of Amalek. Now on this one, I would like to tell you that there is some disagreement among the Rishonim as to whether Eliphaz, father of Amalek, son of Esav, was in fact a Rasha, or perhaps the same Eliphaz as in Sefer Eiv. If anybody has any more double names to offer me, I'd be happy to take you up on it. Love to hear about it. I will tell you the name of a city, or call it a country. Seems there are 2 places with the name Sarfas. Sarfas is France. We have at the end of the book of Evadia, where it says the Golos will reach at Sarfas. And Rashi says, that's France. France is called Sarfas. I believe it matters in Hebrew as well. However, in Melachim Aleph, Perek Yitzayin, Pasuk Tes, Eliyahu Navi is told, Kum lech Sarfasa. Did he go to France? Eliyahu Navi? Well, it says, Kum lech Sarfasa, Asher Litzidain, V'yeshev Esham. Apparently part of Eretz Yisrael. There's a place called Sarfas. Wow. That's interesting. 2 places named Sarfas. So, I have a bundle of 2s for you, I guess 5 2s, and I'd love you to answer for it. If I get an hour's worth, maybe someday we can make another share out of it. Let's move on to a more traditional part on the parsha. We have in this week's parsha, Balak and Bilam bringing karbanis. Can a guy offer a Goyim are permitted to offer carbon ayla, and it does have the din of a carbon. The Ramah in Hilchos Tzedakah says that we are allowed to be makabel money for a basic nesses from a non-Jew. Now, this is mentioned in Yeridei Reisman Dalet Sif Beis, and also in Archaim Kufna Dalet Sif Yud Aleph, that we can take from Goyim tzedakah for a shul, for a basic nesses, or for the oil and lights of a basic nesses, because Goyim offered karbanis, and a shul has dinim similar to a mitishmat. However, says the Ramah, not a Yehudi Mishumid. A Jew who doesn't believe in the Rabbeinu Shalom, the Magen Avraham says, Shabbos, is not eligible to donate to a basic nesses. Is not eligible to give oil for the or lights of a basic nesses. And thus we have an unusual halacha. A riddle. Where you have something that a goy is allowed to do, and not from you, is prohibited from doing, and that is donating to the basic nesses. Now what's interesting is that there is a machlokes, as it appears from the Magen Avraham there in Siman Kuf Nun Daled, and according to the explanation of the Matzos HaShekel, the Magen Avraham is saying that there is a dispute if the prohibition against taking money from non-from Jews to Tzachei Basic Nesses is limited to them bringing oil or svarim to the shul, which would be similar to a carbon, or even taking cash, taking money from them. And it's interesting that the Trubina Rav and David Mishar and Chelik Imot Shuvat Tzadik says that this depends on the degree to which a shul today is a mikdash ma'at. If a shul today is called a small base hamikdash, only b'lashon mashal b'litza, it's an expression of honor. We call it a mikdash. If that's the case, then it's enough to say, well, in the mikdash you can't bring a carbon. In the shul, let him not bring offerings of oil for the lighting of the shul, or let him not write svarim for the use of the shul. However, says it should be Rav, it's possible that the reference to a basic nesses as a mikdash ma'at has full meaning, full understanding. As a matter of fact, the Yereim, one of the Rishonim, writes that people who behave disrespectfully in the shul are over on the Issa Dairaisa of Yiras HaMikdash, the Yereisa Melakecha. And although the Chumash is talking about a Beis HaMedrash, talking rather about a Beis HaMikdash, it applies as well to a shul, because a shul is a mikdash ma'at. We know that in the shul we refer to the various parts of the shul in expressions that are reminiscent of the Beis HaMikdash. We call the bima in the middle a shulchan, because there was a shulchan in the Beis HaMikdash. Most shuls have a menorah, because there was a menorah in the Beis HaMikdash. The place Sefer Torah is kept, we call it an aron, because there was an aron in the Beis HaMikdash. The velvet hanging in front of the aron we call a pareches, because there was a pareches there. Traditionally, the pareches, or the Aron Kodesh itself, was decorated by luchais, by an image of the luchais that Moshe Rabbeinu brought down from Har Sinai. Today, in our world of increased sophistication regarding decoration, most schools don't have the luchais there anymore. However, the luchais were there for a reason, because the Aron in the Beis HaMikdash held the luchais. And therefore, the luchas were used to decorate the Aron. The shul has an air tamid. It's called as an azara or an ezras nashim. These are all references, similarity between the shul and the Beis HaMikdash. Says the David Meisharim, the question, the machlokes the Magen Avraham is bringing, as to whether when they accept even cash for use in the Beis HaKnesset, that machlokes, rather to accept it from a non-from Yid, that machlokes depends on how strongly we adhere to the similarity, the idea of the Mishmah. And so this week I've only gotten 2 ideas in my 15 minutes, but I think there's what to think about. Certainly I would appreciate it if someone can show me that it's the same bilam and answer my questions. I'd be very much obliged. If you can't,